Saccone and Speed has a long and distinguished history, dating back to when James Speed set up his wine merchant business in Gibraltar in 1839. Gibraltar offered a unique opportunity, a naval headquarters, and the first and last stop on the trade routes between England and her growing empire. In 1908, the company merged with a rival and started operating as Jerome Saccone and James Speed, and by 1914 it was registered as Saccone and Speed Limited. Over the years, the company expanded its trade to the Royal Navy by establishing a head office in London and depots in the principal staging posts of Edinburgh, Portsmouth, Weymouth, Chatham, Devonport, Malta and Tangier. The 1960s saw two main developments. Courage bought Saccone and Speed, which effectively became its wine and spirits division. And in Gibraltar, Saccone and Speed bought Charles Gauguero and Company Limited, who had been Coca-Cola franchise bottlers since 1949. The 1970s and 80s saw the group affected by a number of multinational mergers and acquisitions, involving, amongst others, the Imperial Group and the Hanson Trust, with the result that Courage ended up as part of Elder's IXL. The Gibraltar operation was successfully bought by a leveraged management buyout in 1987 and continued trading in Gibraltar as Saccone and Speed Gibraltar Limited. Today, the Saccone and Speed Gibraltar Group has four main divisions based in Gibraltar, as well as two subsidiaries: Casemates Iberia, operating in Spain in the beverage and tobacco sector, and Arbiter, involved in the finance sector in London. The four local divisions are alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverages and tobacco under the Saccone and Speed name, soft drink bottlers, including Coca-Cola as Charles Gauguero and Company Limited, food and healthcare products as Abrines, and finally a builder's merchant as Gauguero Semats. But it's the sale of beers, wines, spirits and tobacco to the many shops, bars and restaurants in Gibraltar that remains the core business. More than 11 million people visit Gibraltar every year, mainly Northern Europeans holidaying on the Costa del Sol, who come to visit the apes and the historic sites, taking advantage of the low duty rates on alcoholic drinks, cigarettes and tobacco, some of the cheapest in Europe. Visitors flying to and from Gibraltar International Airport can benefit from the Gibraltar duty-free shop, which was granted a concession for the sale of wines, spirits, liqueurs, cigarettes, cigars and confectionery. Gibraltar Duty Free Shops is a partnership that is jointly operated by Saccone and Speed Gibraltar Limited and its two partners to provide its customers with a memorable shopping experience. Saccone and Speed bottles and distributes an extensive range of the Coca-Cola Company products, as well as its own brand 5. It also supplies its own Tide and a large number of free trade bars, restaurants, sports and social clubs all over Gibraltar, including the main tourist sites at Ocean Village, Casemates, the various marinas, Main Street and Irish Town. Sales with locally based major supermarkets form the base of the retail market, although the convenience and neighbourhood shops, as well as the forecourt shops, are an important part of the off-trade. In 1984, the group acquired Louis J. Abrines in order to compete in the food distribution business. Over the years, this has grown to include dry, chilled and frozen food, over-the-counter pharmaceuticals, health and personal care products. This dovetails neatly with the beverage range that Saccone and Speed already distributed, giving the group a unique blend of products for the local market. The unique geography and politics of Gibraltar means that distribution companies have to operate as self-supporting entities. Not only does Saccone and Speed have its own fleet of delivery vehicles and support staff to maintain them, but also installs and maintains the beer and soft drinks dispensing equipment. Gauguero Semats Home and Building Supplies, traditionally a builders and timber merchants, moved into light-side products, aiming to provide the customer with a one-stop shop for all requirements. Serving both the trade and the general public, products range from general building materials, dry lining and insulations, to fixings and hand tools, timber and sheet materials, as well as a large selection of decorating supplies. The move to new premises in 2007 has allowed the company to display the largest range of beds and bathrooms in Gibraltar. Since 1839, the name of Saccone and Speed has been synonymous with Gibraltar, and today, nearly 175 years later, it continues to be held in highest regard, both at home and abroad. 2014 marks Saccone and Speed's 175th anniversary. It has developed into a modern dynamic company, which with a winning team will continue to serve Gibraltar in the future.